Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this channel. In this video I'm going to talk about the memorandum and articles of association. Now I have received several requests by email, by private message, through comments that please talk about the memorandum and articles of association. So this video is simply telling you about these two documents that are usually embedded in one. So you find that when they're printing, they print them like this. I don't know if you can see this. And the first part is the article, memorandum of association. Then the back, the middle side, from the middle to the end, is the articles of association. So we're going to talk about these documents. What are they and why are they relevant in this video? I hope you enjoy the video and I hope you understand the content. So first of all, we'll talk about what is this article and memorandum of association. They are really company documents, like I've already explained. They are documents that are presented when you want to register a company. So should you wake up and say you want to register a company called maybe EK Company Limited, Estakatende Company Limited, you go to the company registry and they'll say, okay, give us your articles and memorandum of association. So you present these documents that contain everything that is of your company, the identity of your company. So these articles and memorandum are also called, like I said, they look like this, something like this. They're also called the constitution of the company, or and they are usually submitted to the company registry when you register in the company. So you usually keep a copy with yourself, or your company secretary keeps a copy, but then also a copy is kept with the company registry, so that anyone from anywhere in the world who wants to read about your company, they'll open the articles and memorandum of association to know more about your company. Now I want us to look at what is contained in the memorandum of association and what is contained in the articles of association. The memorandum of association, because it's also the first document that you see when you have both documents, the one they put at the top. So this memorandum usually lays out the identity, the personality of the company. Who are the owners of the company? What are the activities the company is going to be involved in? What is the nature of business that you're going to do? Are you doing a saloon? Is it a construction company? That the actual core business and the different things that the business is going to do, what we call the objects clause, is contained in the memorandum of association. And this memorandum really determines the power of the company. If it tells you whether the company can borrow or not, who can the company associate with, it contains the fundamental conditions that the company is allowed to operate in. So it means that if anyone wants to deal with your company, EK Company Limited, they have to first go to the company registry and read your memorandum of association to know, does EK Company Limited have the power to do the things we want to do with the company? Does it have the power to borrow? Is the company allowed to borrow? Who has rights in this company? Who is the owner of this company? Where is it located? So the memorandum of association really lays out the details, the identity, the personality of the company, so that if you want to know anything about the company, you find it in the memorandum of association. And like I said, it is registered and left at the company registry. A copy is left at the company registry, so you find it available for the public to view freely. So what is contained in this memorandum of association? You'll find the company name, EK Company Limited. Where is EK located? It's located at Nakawa. What are the objects of EK? What is it created to do? What are the goals? Maybe EK is going to be dealing in trade law. It's going to be dealing in teaching law. Maybe building some houses. All those things that the company intends to do are listed in what we call the objects clause, or the objects section in the memorandum of association. You'll also find a statement concerning the nature of the company. Is it a private company or is it a public company? As some of the videos that I've already talked about here, there's a difference between public companies and private companies. If you haven't yet understood that difference, I request you to go through the videos and you'll see under formation of a company. In there, I talk about the differences between a private company and a public company. So the memorandum also shows if it's a company limited by shares or is it a company limited by guarantee. If it's a company limited by shares, it shows who are the shareholders and how much shareholding does each one have. If it's a company limited by guarantee, it shows who are the people who are guaranteeing to pay up in case the company can't pay its debts when it's being closed down. So still, if you don't understand the difference between companies limited by shares and limited by guarantee, please look at that video. I'll put the link below that will help you distinguish the same. It's the video code formation of a company. I talked about the differences between a company limited by guarantee and a company limited by shares. Now, in this memorandum, you'll also find the names, addresses, and the descriptions of the owners of the company, the subscribers. They have to be adults. Who are they by name? All that is involved in the memorandum is included in the memorandum of association. And the document must have a stamp to show that you paid stamp duty. Then the owners of the company all sign against their names and against their shareholding. So that is what is contained in a company memorandum. Now, a company memorandum is not set in stone. Like I said, it's a document available to the public to know what the company is all about. But all the provisions therein can be changed should you choose to change them. All you have to do is just do a special resolution. I tried to put a copy here of what a special resolution looks like. And you just submit that we have agreed as owners of this company, to change any aspect you want, maybe to change the objects clause to include additional things, A, B, C, D. So you could change the business you're doing to make it more efficient. You could change the area of operations, or maybe you want to restrict or abandon the original projects and, you're starting new objects. Anything you want to do that was not included in the original memorandum of association, you're entitled to change it, and you alter it by submitting a special resolution and a copy of the new or amended memorandum to the company registry. Once you submit that, then it will be registered and it will be stamped and registered, and then the new memorandum of association will be the one that prevails concerning your company. So the key thing to note here is that it is changed by special resolution, not an ordinary resolution, but just a special resolution, which is a document that you just submit. It's a standard document really that you just submit and fill in, the details of the changes and the date of the changes, and the directors of the company sign that the company has changed, and that is submitted to the company registry with a copy of the amended memorandum. So why is the memorandum of association relevant? Why do we emphasize it? First of all, because it's a public document and it binds the people, the public with you, the company. So anyone going to deal with anything concerning your company, they must first read about your company. And how do they find out? They find the information from the memorandum of association. They have to know, does this company have the power to do what it's saying it wants to do? What kind of company is it? What kind of share capital does it have? Is it a small company, a big company? Who are the owners of this company? Do they have power to sign or not? All this information, where is it located? All this information is found in the memorandum of association. So it is sort of suicide for a company. My daughter says suicide or suicide, whichever you prefer. It's a form of suicide for a company for someone to work with a company that you have not checked up on, because you might be dealing with someone who doesn't exist. The memorandum helps you know that actually this company exists and is registered. So that is a relevance, that it gives validity to a company, that people first check on the company to see does it have power to do the things you want to do, and that allows them to deal with your company and gives you legal status because it's registered as a company. When you have the memorandum, you show that it's registered. This even memorandum, you have to submit it when you want to open a bank account. You must submit a copy of the memorandum of association. So it is relevant to that extent. So I now want to talk about the articles of association. And remember, we say the articles of association exist, at the back of the memorandum. The memorandum comes at the front, then the articles are at the back of the memorandum. Now, the articles really talk about the procedures of the company. What are the procedures for voting? What is the power of the board of directors? What is the procedure of running the board? How does the board sit? What is the procedure for the shareholders? What meetings can they have? Do they have the right to nominate people to represent them? All the procedures for managing and running the companies are in the articles of association. But when there is a conflict between the provisions of the articles and the provisions of the memorandum is more superior, because remember we said the memorandum gives the actual identity and force of the company. The articles, in fact, you see that the articles, if you don't want, you don't have to prescribe the actual details of the articles. You can just copy what is prescribed in the Companies Act, table A. in the Companies Act. They can copy part of it or all of it. That gives you what typical articles of association are, or you can create your own. So articles are just giving you the procedures of the company management. How is a company managed? So that in case there is a problem by the shareholders, how can they redress those problems? They go to the articles to find out, do the directors have power to do this? Do the auditors have power to do this? And if they've breached that power, they can challenge them in court. So the articles are subservient or inferior to the Memorandum of Association. So that concludes the articles and memorandum of association. Like I said, it's a simple document. It's really there to tell you about the company. Both documents are there to tell you about the company, how is it run, how is it managed, who are the owners, and it is a constitution of the company. Whenever you want to know anything about the constitution, you provide the articles and memorandum. Whenever you want to open a bank account or to interest your company in to someone, a venture capitalist, or anything you want to talk about your company, usually they say let's look at the articles and memorandum of association, because they want to see who are the owners, what are the power plays, who has rights to do what, does the company have to do all these things. And that is why the articles and memorandum of association are important. But just so you know, they're just simple documents and they show the power play of the company. I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to look at the other videos or to put a comment on what else you want me to show you or to discuss concerning company law.